Hi, I'm Sarah from Ruby and the Foxes, and in this video I'm going to show you how to cast on. If you want the details of the pattern I'm following, which is this, it is available for free on my website rubyandthefoxes.com, and then click on Learn to Knit. Please check out my other knitting videos and let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to include.
So first we're going to make a slip knot. So here's my yarn. I'm going to leave a tail ahead of the slip knot. This is basically, you want it to be long enough so you can thread it onto a needle and weave it into your knitting once you've finished. So a couple of inches should do. If you were going to sew this piece to something else, then you'd leave this tail as long as you think you might need it to do some sewing up at the end. But for this project, a couple of inches will do. So a slip knot. I'm going to create a loop by placing that piece of yarn on top of the other. Then I'm just going to pick up that loop and pass this piece of yarn through the back, through to the front to create a loop there. Pull that a little bit, that is what it looks like, and if I pull on that, it tightens. I'll show you that again. So, create a loop, placing that piece of yarn on top of the other, and the yarn in my left hand I'm going to pass through the back of the loop we've just created to the front, and this is the loop that's the critical piece. This is the piece, the loop you need to keep hold of, and then the other two ends you can just tighten like that, and they're going to slide this onto my needle, and then if I pull those two ends of yarn, it will tighten like that. So you want it to be tight enough so this doesn't slide off the end of your needle, but it needs to be loose enough that it can move nice and freely. That is really important when you're casting on. Your stitches should be able to move nice and freely. If they're too tight, I would start again, because you're going to really struggle to knit with them if they're too tight. So that is our first stitch. So the tail yarn you need to keep out of the way, because when you're starting out it's very easy to accidentally start knitting with it. So just keep that piece out of the way. I'll take my other needle and I'm going to do the first cast on stitch. So I'm going to take my right needle, pass it from left to right through the loop that's on my left needle. And then I'm going to take this yarn, pass it around the back of that right needle and through the middle. Okay. And then I'm going to slide the right needle down, and with the tip of it just catch that yarn that I wrapped around the right needle and pull it through. You can see we've created a loop there. That loop we've just created, I'm going to slide it onto the left needle like that. Give it a little tighten. And then we've cast on our second stitch. So I'll show you that again. I'm going to pass my right needle left to right through the loop that's on the left needle. That's very important. I'm going to pass the yarn around the back of the right needle through the middle like that. Slide the right needle down to catch that loop of yarn that we've just wrapped around, pull it through, slide it onto the left needle and give it a little tighten. Okay, I'll show you again. Right needle goes left to right through the loop on the left needle. The yarn passes around the right needle, through the middle. The right needle slides down to catch that yarn that's wrapped around, pull it through and pass it onto the left needle. There. So you can see so far we have 4 stitches. So if you're following the pattern from my website, you want to repeat that until you have 40 stitches on there. Then we're ready to move on to the knit stitch, so I'll see you at the next video.